Hi everyone. I'm back. I don't know if you were following me last year, but during the heat of the pandemic, I started recording mini yoga sessions for different parts of the body and also for the full body. Some were really easy, some were restorative, some were a bit harder. Every single day. For quite a while, from March until August of last year, and I haven't made one since. And I suddenly felt very inspired today to do one, so I set up my little studio, my home studio, which I played around with a lot to set up, and here we are. So this one's going to be a nice and easy one, super gentle, so anyone can follow along, and if you need to modify, please do so based on how you feel today. All right, so coming onto the mat and coming onto all fours. Get your hands directly under your wrists and your knees directly under your hips. Let your feet just rest down. We're just going to stay here for a moment. Close your eyes. And just do a gentle tuck of your chin so that the back of your neck feels nice and long. If you need to go ahead and touch it so that it's not lifted up like this and too bent backwards. So you want it feeling nice and long. And then close your eyes and just breathe here. So try and breathe into the box of your torso, the front, back, the right, left, and the top and bottom, which would be your diaphragm and your pelvic floor. And now with your eyes closed and not really having that visual stimuli, see how it feels to equal out your weight in your limbs. Just notice, are you doing too much work in your upper body versus your lower body? Are you doing too much work shifted to the right or to the left? And just play around with it until you feel like the work is equal on all four limbs. And then again, just hang out here and breathe. Letting that box expand on the inhale and a gentle contraction on the exhale. One more full breath. And then you can keep your eyes closed if you wish, or just flutter them open gently. Soft eyes, soft face. Start to cat-cow here. So inhale, tip your tailbone up, look up. Drag the heels of your hands back to your knees to open your chest. Exhale, round the back, push the floor away. Tops of the feet press down. Inhale. Lift, exhale, and lower. Inhale and lift, exhale, round back. Feeling the whole spine undulate. And see if you can feel that connection from the very tip of your tailbone all the way to the crown of your head where your brain sits. Sometimes it helps to close your eyes to really feel that connection or that line of energy that you're moving. the next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. This time, bring your knees closer together. Lift your lower legs up. You can point your toes if you wish. And then you're just going to wag your tail or your lower legs side to side. So as my feet go to the right, I look at them with my eyes, tilting my head to the right, and then the other way. Again, inhaling through the center, exhaling to the other side. Feel free again to close your eyes. Seeing if you can feel that connection, crown of the head, base of the spine. One more time. And when you're done, place your feet down. Bring your knees a little bit wide. Reach your hands forward into your child's pose. So you can keep an active child's pose here by walking your fingertips forward and then really pressing your palms and your fingertips into the floor. Feel the skin of your armpits and your upper ribs, maybe even the middle of your ribs. Feel a nice long length or a stretch here. And again, keeping those eyes closed, just breathe into the box of your torso. Slowly rise back up onto all fours. Bring your knees under your hips and send your your right arm up into the air, pushing your left arm down into the floor. Take that right arm, loop it through the left hand and the left leg. Keep reaching to the left side as your head comes down onto the floor. Let your arm completely rest down, and then very gently and slowly shift your hips to the right side. And then you can walk the left arm forward. Take a couple of breaths here. And then bring the left hand back. Place your right hand onto the floor. Going to the other side, left arm reaches up. Push the floor down with your right, and then loop it through the right arm and the right leg. Arm comes forward, and then the hips can gently shift to the left side, deepening the stretch in the shoulder and the back. Bring the right hand back, place your left hand onto the floor. Take your hands one palm print forward, tuck your toes and send those hips up and back for downward facing dog. Once you find a nice balance, lift your heels up, bend your knees, bring your belly to your hips, and then lengthen your spine as long as you can, keeping your head relaxed so you can shake your head if you feel like it needs a little bit of assistance. And then press your hands into the floor, lengthening all the way from your pinky into your armpit. And then once you feel that length in your spine, then start to release the heels down until you feel a nice stretch in the backs of your calves your hamstrings, all the while keeping your back nice and long. Breathe here. And then come forward into a plank and hold. Lower down to your knees. Bend your elbows to lower all the way down. Press down into the floor. Lift your head, neck, and chest. Elbows pull back. Exhale and lower. Release. Inhale, all fours. Sit back onto your hips. Reach your arms up. Lift your hips up into a kneeling position. Look up at the ceiling. Reach nice and long with the fingertips. Exhale. Release down. Child's pose. Inhale, all fours. Tuck the toes. Hips go back, down dog. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, lower to the knees or lower all the way down, keeping the knees up. Lift your head, neck, and chest. Exhale and lower. Inhale, all fours. Hips go back to the heels. Lift your arms up. Hips lift up, reach back. Exhale, lower down, child's pose. Again, inhale, come forward, all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank, chaturanga, and then upward facing dog, or lowering down all the way to the floor for cobra. Sitting the butt back, drag the hands back, lift your hips, lift your arms, lean back slightly. Exhale, lower the arms, sit back, child's pose. Stay in your child's pose for a moment. Coming up onto all fours, swing your legs to one side, sit on the opposite hip. Take that arm straight up. So I'm sitting on my right side, so I'm taking my right arm straight up. If you're sitting on your left, totally fine, left arm. And then you're gonna lean over to the left side. Breathe here. Feel a nice length all the way from the pinky into the armpit, side of the ribs, lower back. And then your sit bone, the bony point of your hip that you sit on, keep that grounded down into the floor. Keep the opposite shoulder nice and relaxed. Exhale, lower the hand down. Place the other hand next to it and come down onto your forearms, letting your head go. Come back up. Swing your legs to the other side. And then whichever side you didn't do, your arm's gonna go straight up, fingertips reach, and then side bend over. Keep your sit bone nice and grounded into the floor. And again, you can close your eyes. Feel that nice long line of energy open up. Place the arm down onto the floor, other hand right next to it. Pull yourself forward onto your forearms. Let your head drop down. And then bring yourself back up into Dandasana with your legs straight, You can have your hands back a little bit behind you so that your elbows are pointed back, your fingertips are pressing down, your feet are slightly flexed, and you feel your sit bones root down into the floor. If you feel like that's too much for your lower back, you can always sit on a block or 2 blocks underneath you. From here, nice long spine, long-ish legs. It's totally fine if your knees bend a little, but you definitely want a long spine. Reach your arms straight up. Inhale, exhale, hinge from the hips, and let your hands float down to wherever you can grab onto your legs, whether it's your shins, ankles, or bottoms of the feet. So I can grab my feet here. So I'm taking my hands on the pinky side of my feet and pulling the pinky sides of my feet back as I take my thumbs and push the tops of my big toe side of the feet away from me. So I'm kind of like pulling back with my pinky toes and pushing down on the tops with my thumbs, keeping my feet nice and flat. Then you can relax your head down. Staying grounded in your sit bones. Again, feeling a nice long line of connection from the bottoms of your feet going into the backs of your legs, the back of your pelvis, lower back, middle back, upper back, backs of the shoulder blades, back of the neck, back of the skull, top of the head. So it's the whole back side of your body. And then slowly release the hands, slide them up the thighs, pressing your hands down into the floor, lifting up, and release. Now go ahead and lay on your back with your knees bent. You're going to press your feet down into the floor as you push the length of your arms down and hips lift up. Now stretching the front line of the body. And feel free to shimmy your shoulder blades under your chest and grab on to each hand, interlacing your fingers, pressing your hands down into the floor. Release your hands, slowly lower down. Bring your knees to your chest, give them a hug, maybe rock side to side or make tiny circles, whatever feels good here. And then release your legs down one at a time. You can take up as much room as you want on your mat or even off your mat. Stretch your arms up over your head and stretch the right side of the body. So right foot reaches, right arm reaches, big stretch. Now left side, left arm, left leg. And then release your arms down to the floor or onto your belly. Move the back of your head to find like a nice resting point. And then start to let your body release down to the floor, allowing it to relax and just feel the benefits of this very gentle practice. Feeling the subtle bits of energy moving around. Maybe some stillness of mind. Feel free to stay here for as long as you wish. But since this is a mini practice, to come out of your Shavasana, you can bend your knees one at a time. Roll over to any side you want. Press down into the floor. And come into your seated position with a tall spine. When you're ready, take your hands together, center of your chest. Bow your head down towards your practice, towards your body. Namaste. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was really fun for me to make. Haven't done it in a while, so yeah, peace.